Do you really think that stricter gun laws will make you feel safe? Think about this. People who want to harm or kill others will go to any length to complete their mission. However, you never know when or if these things could happen. So many people carry around concealed guns, with permits of course, for self-defense, but with stricter gun laws, some people might not be able to get these guns or permits. The laws take away the one thing that can save you in a violent situation. Maybe you think that we only need to get rid of higher caliber guns, but what about hunting? Many people enjoy hunting in America for both resources and recreation. What will people do then? It will cause an increase in population of the animals normally hunted that can cause a lot of problems. This new increase in population means that they need more food, and what better a place to get it than a farmer's field of crops. My opponent stated that kids want to play with guns because of games and other things promoting violence. But kids are supposed to be mature and older to be able to play these games. Some people think that background checks will solve the problem, keeping people with mental illnesses and past crimes from getting guns. However, most people with mental illnesses are either hospitalized, medicated, under supervision at all times, or a mix of them. So they aren't much of a threat. Past criminals also have several scenarios. One, they went to jail and learned from it enough to know to either not get a gun or not use their gun for harming others except in self-defense. Number two, they can't get a gun and instead go get a gun from a black market or dealer. And finally, three, they are still either in jail, monitored, or if they have murdered someone in the past, they are likely already dead.
Okay, what Drew said, he said that the Second Amendment states that all citizens have the right to bear arms. I agree, but during that period of time, the only guns that they had were one-shot reload, and they all had terrible accuracy. Nowadays, most guns are either extremely accurate, or they have an extremely fast rate of fire to mow down an entire crowd. The founding fathers did not want it to be that way. They just wanted to have the citizens have the rights to their own protection. I believe that we should ban guns that can just kill an entire crowd, or can just smack somebody from a long range. I believe that we as Americans should have some sort of protection, such as like pepper spray, or some sort of instant numbing pain or drowsing pain that can inject to some crazy dude. People still firmly believe that we have the right to bear arms, even though that this document was written 240 years ago, when people had a certain level of respect for each other. Gun violence takes a massive toll on victims on people other than the victim being shot. Gun violence affects the lives of many young American children and is a drain on taxpayer dollars, putting us farther in debt. Gun violence affects children in many ways, such as nearly 1 in 4 Americans children have witnessed a shooting which could damage their lives in the future. On average, 8 children and teens are killed every day from guns. Firearm homicide is the second leading cause against death. First is motor crashes, or death in children. Gun violence is also a drain on taxpayer dollars, with medical treatments costing Americans an annual cost of $100 billion. And what Aaron said is that they're like, one of the only ways to kill people is like with a gun or for protection-wise. A thing to do instead is to use like pepper spray or some sort of dart gun.
What about when a violent situation, you're not close up to the person? Then you won't be able to use pepper spray.
Well, you could just run and hide.
So they should run away instead of try to fight,
But there's like other tactics you could use to approach the target.
such as stuff.
And games, they hold much interest to kids, so it's very hard for kids not to be interested in games such as Call of Duty. And parents want their kids to be happy, so that's why they buy these games. So it's not really their fault, it's just that these games are very interesting for these kids. And hunting license, they are very like not as hard to get. It only takes 14 hours, 8 hours in the class, and 6 hours in the range.